Welcome, Jacky here, your coach and EFT practitioner, and tonight we are tapping on forgiveness. Forgiveness. Oh my gosh, forgiveness is a big topic. Forgiveness, there's a lot to it. And sometimes we just don't want to. Sometimes we don't want to forgive. And what I have learned about forgiveness is that the forgiveness process is not for the other person. It's actually not even about the other person. It's about us. Hey Janice, welcome. You can hear me okay, you can see me okay, everything's good. Heart or thumb up or like or whatever to let me know you can hear me all right. I see some other people coming in. Please let me know you're here. I'd love to welcome you. So forgiveness is a big thing, and it's a process. Hey Carrie, welcome. Glad you're here. So I have gone through a lot of forgiveness work myself. Awesome. Great. I am glad that you're here, Beth, and that you can hear me and see me. Those are all good things. Had different technical difficulties with different stuff lately, so but I called in Archangel Michael to make sure everything was smooth and that we would have everything we needed tonight, so it's perfect. But for those of you that follow me on Facebook, on Julie Jacky Coach, I share a lot of different things from my personal life. And one of the things that you may know about me, whether you've tapped with me before or seen me out there sharing stuff, is that from age 11 to 17, I was sexually abused. And I've done an awful lot of healing work around that. And I learned through that forgiveness was a process. Because when somebody dared to suggest that I forgive the person that abused me, I was really appalled. Like, forgive him for what he did? He certainly doesn't deserve that. And hey Kim, glad you're here. Aloha. So what I learned, I had a coach that told me, hey Julie, like, you need to forgive him. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not going to condone his behavior. What he did was wrong. Like, it's not okay. And then she said to me, well, you actually need to find the gift in it. Like, gift? What kind of gift can I find in the sexual abuse? Like, I just thought she was kind of off her rocker. I know that other people have found gifts in situations, but at that point in time, I'm just like, there's no gift in that. And she had me write a letter to him, and it was a forgiveness letter of sorts, and kind of releasing him and sending him compassion and things that I'd want for myself. I was to send to him. And, you know, frankly, at the time she had me write that letter, I was not ready to forgive him. And I literally just copied what she told me to do, put a few details in there, and I didn't want to forgive him. It was really a lame attempt of forgiveness. But you know what? That's where I was right in that moment. And doing that letter, even though it was kind of flimsy, it started opening up the doors of possibility to be able to forgive him. And a few years later, I went through a forgiveness workshop, and I went there with the intention to forgive the person that abused me. And let me tell you, that was pretty amazing. I'm not going to share all the details about that because I actually have a blog series going on right now. Somebody is requesting to join our group right in this moment. I'm sure they want to tap with us. So I have a blog series about forgiveness going on right now. So if you go to juliejacky.com, you will find my blog series right now. The first part and the second part are out. I'll actually post a link here if you guys want to check it out later. And it just talks about the process. The process is important. And that's what I want to get us started on tonight, is the process of forgiveness, to open the door of possibility for you to forgive somebody that maybe you don't even want to forgive. Maybe forgive somebody, maybe you might be ready to think about forgiving them, or you maybe realize that forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you, and you want that freedom. Maybe you're in that place. But wherever you are, you're here tonight for a reason, and let's get the journey started with forgiving somebody. It is quite healing. And obviously in the time that we have allotted, we're not going to be able to do a full process and fully forgive somebody. But you can get a good start. And then you can choose to do additional work to help continue that process. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly, and let that out. And take another one in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly, and slowly let that out, slowly. All right. Let's do a quick meditation to get us grounded and connected, and invite in some resources to help us open up that door and window of opportunity to start the forgiveness process. And then I'm going to take you through a little guided session to help you start, and then we'll tap a little bit. So go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't already. And take another deep breath in and place your feet on the floor. And I'd like you to imagine roots growing out of the bottoms of your feet, going down into the earth. Deep, deep down, all the way down to the center of the earth. And when you feel like you've reached the center, go ahead and tether the roots there, so you can get nice and grounded and connected. And take a deep breath in. And slowly let that out. And tonight we have this brilliant purple light coming up. I'd like you to imagine that light coming up, all the way up through the roots, all the way back up through the roots, through the earth, right into the bottoms of your feet. And imagine that purple light touching every cell in your body, and helping you to open up and release and let go of what's no longer serving you. Imagine that purple light in your ankles, moving up into your calves, into your knees, up into your thighs. And imagine that purple light into your hips. And I really want you to feel your seat on the chair or couch or wherever you're sitting. Just feel it supporting you there. And take another deep breath in and let that out. And just imagine that beautiful purple light going up through your spine and up through the core of your body, all the way up into your shoulders. And drop your shoulders back, just let them relax. Let the tension out from the day. Take another deep breath in and let that out. And imagine that purple light going up your neck and into your jaw. And drop your jaw down. Just relax it and let it go. Drop your tongue to the bottom of your mouth. And imagine that purple light going up into your cheeks, into your eye sockets. And relax all the little muscles that are working so hard to hold your eyes in place. Just relax them and let that go. And relax them even more. And imagine that purple light going up into the top of your head and going out the crown chakra right on the top. And I'd like to call in all resources and all dimensions that would help us and serve us from light, that would be in our best and highest interest. Specifically, I'd like to call in Jesus of Nazareth, archangels Michael and Raphael. And I'd like to call in our healing teams and guides. And go ahead and just take a second to call in whomever else you would like to be here to serve you individually and to be here to support us collectively as a group. That's here for our best and highest good and the best and highest purpose, to help us release and let go of whatever we're able to tonight, especially around forgiving the person that we have in mind, or maybe the one that we haven't thought about yet. Just help us open up to that possibility. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and let that out. And take your hands and rub them together and bring them up over your eyes and move your fingertips apart. Spread your fingers apart. Open up your eyes and slowly move your hands away and come right back into the room that you are in. All right, good. So let's go ahead and get started with this process. So if you have a pen and paper, you want to grab that. Whatever, it could be, you know, a little Post-it note by you or whatever, but you want to grab something. And what I want you to do is just close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And I want you to start thinking about the people in your life that you've had conflict with. And you either are still in conflict with them, like it's never been resolved, or it's somebody from your past that you don't even talk to anymore and you haven't thought about them in quite some time. And you don't necessarily want to think about them. I want you to start writing their names down. It could be your mom or dad, something that they did to you or said to you, or they weren't there for you. It could be many things that they did or didn't do in your childhood or even as an adult. I want you to think about any siblings or former significant others or spouses. And write their names down. And just trust this process. If anybody pops in your mind right now that you haven't thought about in quite some time, just write their name down. There's something related to that, some reason they're popping in tonight. And now I want you to think about the person that you didn't put on the list yet, the one that really hurt you in some manner, whether it was physically, emotionally, sexually, some way that they really hurt you. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to mention their name, and you really don't want to forgive them. Write their name down on the paper. And I want you to look back at that paper that you just wrote all these names down. And if you're still writing, that's okay. Just keep writing. You can notice what I'm about to say as you continue to write. I want you to read through that list, and I want you to pay attention to the one that just charges you up the most. The one you're like, ugh, I don't want to forgive them. I don't even want to think about them. So feel in your body how you're being charged up. Are you feeling something in your heart or in your gut? Where are you feeling it? And note that. Like circle their name and notate where you're feeling it in your body. And I want you to rate that on a scale of 0 to 10 for intensity. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. What's the intensity level? It'll fall somewhere on that scale. Go ahead and write that down next to that sensation that you're feeling. Then I want you to pay attention. Are you have an emotion coming up? Are you feeling angry or frustrated or furious or disgusted, disgruntled? Like, what are you feeling, the emotion right now? And I want you to write that down. And it could be more than one, so jot as many down as you're feeling. And if you have more than one sensation in your body, just jot those down and measure those as well. And we want the intensity of the emotion from 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. So go ahead and rate that as well. So you have the circle around the name of the person that's triggering you the most. You have a sensation in your body and you've measured that. And you have an emotion or 2 or 5 that you have measured as well. If you're still working on that, that's okay. I'm going to keep moving, but you keep writing what you need to write. And for those of you that feel comfortable sharing here, if you would put in the comments just what came up for you. You don't have to say what they did, or you don't even have to share their name. You're welcome to, but you don't have to. Whatever you're comfortable sharing. So it could be simply that you are feeling a tight knot in your gut at a 10 and you're really angry at 12. Even though I didn't say 12, sometimes we go off the scale. So go ahead and put the comment in the comments what you're feeling in your body, where it is, what the sensation, the intensity, and what the emotion is. And we're going to start tapping. And we're going to tap on what you guys share so we can apply it specifically to you. And when we tap, we're tapping together as a group, as a community. And even though the words I'll say will be whatever is written, and maybe it's not your exact words, we're going to tap on following what I say, because you've already written down your intentions by measuring and writing down their name. So that process of doing that is setting your intention to clear that out, even though we'll be focusing on maybe not just exclusively your stuff. Carrie, chest tingling, hurts at 7 and mad at 8. So good awareness there. Awesome. I see some other people that are trying to join this group. I don't know if they're trying to get into tapping here tonight or what. So keep the comments coming, and we are going to start tapping here in just a moment. Let's see, one person wants to join the group. All right. And it's okay if you don't want to write anything, then we'll focus on Carrie's. If you want to add to it, go ahead. And I'm happy to add in whatever you guys type here. So go ahead and take a deep breath in and let that out and start tapping. And just follow along with me, repeat after me, and you want to say this out loud. There's power when you say this out loud versus keeping it quiet in your head. There's power in speaking, and so we want to say this out loud. I want to forgive them. We're going to start with a little argument. Hey, Darla, gut ache and shame at 7. Thank you. Good awareness. I want to forgive them. So we're going to have a little argument here because part of you might want to forgive the person and part of you might not. And so now I'm going to go back and forth. No, I really don't want to forgive them. Yes, I do. I do want to forgive them. No, I don't think I want to forgive them. What they did is wrong. And I'm really mad. I do want to forgive them. But I don't want to let them off the hook. And I don't want to condone their behaviors. So maybe I don't want to forgive them. Yes, I do want to forgive them. Because I know I will feel better if I forgive them. And right now I can feel this tingling in my chest. And I can feel it in my gut. And I just don't want to feel that anymore. So maybe I will forgive them. I don't want to forgive them though. What they did is wrong. They should have known better. I'm so mad. And I feel all this shame. Shame, shame, shame. I'm so mad. I'm really mad at them. And I feel all this shame. I want you to keep tapping and take a deep breath in. And I want you to breathe all the way down as far as you can into your belly. Nice and slow. And I want you to let that out even slower. Just keep tapping and slowly let that out. And go ahead and take another deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly. Nice and slow. And slowly let that out. And I want you to just stop tapping for a moment. We're going to check back in. So I want you to go ahead and look back at your paper and look at the person's name that you circled. I want you to notice how you're feeling now. Are you still feeling that gut ache or your chest tingling? Or whatever you're feeling, do you still feel that? Or did it move somewhere else? And what's the intensity, 0 to 10? 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. So if it stayed in the same spot, remeasure it. If it moves somewhere else, give that a measurement, 0 to 10. Oh, awesome that you're starting to calm down already, Carrie. That's awesome. And now I want you to pay attention to the emotion. So look at their name and pay attention. Are you still feeling shame? Are you still feeling mad? Or did it shift to something else? And I want you to put a measurement on it. So if it's still the same emotion, I want you to remeasure it on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. And if it's a new emotion, it's shifted to something else, give that a measurement too. Same scale, 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. And go ahead and jot that down. Wow, that's a big shift, Kim. Still feel a little in my head, down to a 2 from a 7. Nice. Shoulders is gone. Nice. Carry annoyed. 5. Good. So you were feeling mad and now you're annoyed. That's awesome. That's a good shift. Beth, don't know what I'm feeling emotionally other than curled up into a ball. 9. Okay. So why don't you go right back to the top of the head. Anybody else can feel free to put some comments in. And we're going to focus on Beth's stuff here for just a moment so we can get her intensity level down. I'm curled up into a ball. I don't even know how I'm feeling. I don't know how I'm feeling emotionally. I feel like I'm curled up into a ball. And everybody, I want you to lean into that emotion that you are feeling. And if you're not sure what that emotion is, I want you to feel that sensation. So lean in and feel that curled into the ball sensation. Lean into that annoyed. Lean into the stuff that's going on in your head. Just lean into it and feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. We oftentimes want to ignore it, push it away, pretend it doesn't exist because we're afraid. We're afraid to feel it. We're afraid of what will happen if we actually feel that emotion. And the emotions are here to serve us. They're like a guidance system for us to let us know something is off. And it's important to feel them. Because when you feel them, you're acknowledging their existence. And as we tap on them and you're feeling them, it helps them move out of your body. It helps release them. And we want to release them because they are vibrating at a low vibration. So if you think about when you're sad or angry, like you know that vibrates low and slow. But when you're happy and excited and joyful and grateful, like that's a high vibration. And the way to get to the high vibrations is by clearing out the low vibrations. And so we want to clear this out of your body. And so Darla, it's awesome that it's almost gone down to a 4. We want to get that down to a 0. A 0 is where we want to go. I always say we want to get to a 0. Sometimes when we get down to a 1 or a 2, we think, that's good enough. And what I say to that is that's mediocre. Why would you want to leave that in your body? Let's clear it out. It'll only take a couple extra minutes to get it down to a 0. So 0 is what we're aiming for all of these. For the sensations in your body, we want to get them down to a 0. For the emotions, we want to get them down to a 0. And the emotions and the sensations are attached. And what we're doing when we're tapping is detaching the emotion from the memory. And we're releasing it. And you start to feel calm in your body because the act of tapping helps reduce the cortisol in your body, and the cortisol is the stress hormone. So as we continue to tap and acknowledge what you have going on, it will continue to release and your body will continue to calm down. And when your body calms down, you get out of that fight, flight, freeze mode and you start moving up into the executive part of your brain. And the executive part of your brain allows you to think new thoughts. It allows you to get creative. It allows you to set goals. And we want to be in this part of our brain way more than this part of our brain, is you can function a lot better up here than you can when you're in the fight, flight, freeze mode. And so we want to get you out of that place and up here. And when you're up here, then you are able to see the situation in a different light. and you're able to see the person in a different way. Thumbs up, Carrie. Are you feeling a shift? Your body calming down? You still annoyed? Shift into something else. And Beth, how are you doing? Are you still feeling curled up into the ball, or has that shifted a bit? And Darla, how are you doing? And Kim, you were a 7, then a 2. Do you still have stuff going on in your head, or is it shifted? Yes, I'm better about him, says Carrie. Awesome. Good. Good, good, good. So just notice as your body starts to calm down that you start to move into those better feeling places, and you might have new thoughts. And those new thoughts are important. It's important to think differently to get out of the situation. You can't keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. You know that's insanity. But you have to get out of that loop, and we're doing that by tapping. So it's getting you out of that loop, and then you're able to go to that different place in your brain and come up with different solutions and different ideas and be open to the possibility of forgiving them. I just looked at the time. I can't believe it. It's already been 31 minutes. So I'm going to just have everybody stop tapping and take a deep breath in and let that out. And I want everybody to re-measure so you know what kind of work you still need to do. Okay? So I want you to look back down at the person's name. And I want you to pay attention to how you feel in your body. Are you still feeling it in the same place? Okay, Beth, yes, thank you. Please keep tapping. Are you still feeling it in the same place in your body, or did it move somewhere else, or did it subside and go away? Just notice. And something really important here is don't pretend it's gone if it moves somewhere else. Don't think you're taking too long, or you need to get this out of your body. So really pay attention. Did it move to somewhere else? Is it all the way subsided, or is there more to do? Just be real honest with yourself. And I want you to measure it on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. Carrie, I see you're a 1. So the question I always ask is, how do you know you're not a 0? And you'll have some kind of answer that will pop in your head if you're not a 0, and it'll be, well, I'm not annoyed anymore, but I'm a little disappointed or a little sad. Like something will come up, or maybe it's gone from the place it was initially, or there's just a little residue. So you'll be able to define what that is. And you want to keep tapping to clear that out. So I talked about the sensation and remeasuring it on a 0 to 10 scale. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10 is super intense. And I also want you to do the same thing for the emotion. What emotion are you feeling now? What is that? Sad, hope, disappointment, frustration? What are you feeling? Acknowledge that and measure that on a scale of 0 to 10. 0, you don't feel it at all. 10, it's super intense. So it's not gone, but I feel like I can forgive why he is the way he is. So part of that is moving into acceptance, because you can't change him. You can only change yourself and change the way that you see things. And that allows you to see him for who he is, right? So you're getting to a closer place where you're moving into that place where you'll be able to forgive him. So your homework then is to finish this process. I'll post this video here so you can rewatch the segment of it that takes you through the tapping process to help you guide you. And you want to get to zeros. You want to get to zeros for the sensation in your body, and you want to get to zeros with the emotion. And be honest with yourself, okay? Calm, feeling calm, but still have a little pain in my head. Continuing to tap. Good. So it is going down. And Kim, go ahead and describe to yourself what that pain feels like. Is it on the left side, the right side? Just like that's kind of acknowledging it, and then you can tap on those sensations. Excuse me. So you guys, I want to thank you for being here tonight. I want to encourage you to keep tapping, especially Beth. Beth and everybody, please keep checking in and let me know how it goes as you continue to tap. It's important to continue to do the work. I must have something I need to clear out here. We do have some more tapping on forgiving self coming up on May 17th. And then we're going to be tapping on debt and gossip in June. I think I have another one set in June too. I can't remember what it is right now. But I'll post those events so you can mark your calendar and attend them. If they're speaking to you, you want to put going so you get the reminders about them. And then if you haven't already gone out to Julie Jacky Coach Facebook page to like that, you'll want to do that too, because that is the place where I help you put the good stuff in your head. So we want to clear out the crap, and we want to replace it with the good stuff instead. So the crap is the fear and the doubt and the anger and the frustration. And the good stuff is new thoughts, new ways of thinking about things, new ways of being and doing, but it's also the good emotions. So out on Julie Jacky Coach, I inspire you and share stories, and I'm there to support you on your journey. So be sure to like that. Janice, especially on this stuff, this is heavy. Yeah, it is. So please check in with me. Let me know how you're doing. And I'm happy to help you if you get stuck on something. Let me know. So you guys, thanks for being here tonight. I hope this served you well. And I'm here to answer any other questions and help you in any way I can on your healing journey. So you guys have a good night. Thank you.